I will also be sending in attendance before the end of the class. There will be a break of 15 minutes thereabouts by 10:15, and it will continue afterwards. So please fill your attendance and please follow all instructions as written in the mail. Thank you very much, guys. See you later. I guess the facilitator is having some sort of technical difficulties, but he's definitely going to come online very soon. Oh, he's online actually.
Okay.
But I think okay,
Yeah,
great.
good morning, everyone. Can anyone hear me?
Oh, alhamdulillah. Yeah, boss, we can. I can.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, once again, and it's nice to have everyone on the call for this training. Where we'll be taking the Excel training, advanced Excel training. Right. So before I start, right, I can see on the call we have over 50 participants, close to 50 participants, and I'm sure we all have needs, right? We all have our needs. Some of us are students, some are professionals, some are business owners. I mean, regardless of your profession or what stage you are, you will need So you're going to need Microsoft Excel to perform one or two activities. And I think it's like the basic thing you need to know, right? So like if you understand Microsoft Excel, right, I think it's the basic. Before you say you want to learn a particular software, you want to learn how to do a data analysis or data analytics, the basics is understand Excel, and not just Excel, advanced Excel, right? Because it will help you when you are migrating to the data analysis stage. Some will say, I'm going to learn only Power BI. Yes, I understand that Power BI is more stronger than Excel, but there are some things in Excel that if you have that knowledge of it, right, you'll be able to shine. Like, let me just use that word. Wherever you find yourself, whether in the workplace, whether in school, when you are doing data analysis for those writing projects, and business owners, you can keep your records, keep your transactions on Microsoft Excel, right? So as not to take much time. Okay, admin, can you grant me access to share my screen? I think since sharing is not turned on. Okay. Okay. So please, once you can see my screen, please just confirm that.
I can see a screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so before we start, right? So that was just like an intro for you to understand that Microsoft Excel is very important, regardless of your profession, regardless of your whatever you do, you will need Microsoft Excel to keep records, perform some analysis, prepare for accountant in the house. Can use Microsoft Excel to prepare financial statements, right? Like that's another training on its own, but yeah, it's a lot. So before I start, right, so I should have done this earlier. My name is Abdullah Olani, and I'll be the one taking you for the Excel class. And our Excel we're going to be focusing on advanced Excel because our understanding is that everyone on this call have a basic knowledge of Microsoft Excel, right? But before we start, right, so there are some things I want, there are some things I just want to bring out to our attention, right? So on this module, we can see the what we are going to learn. We're going to learn top 10 tips that would that's going to improve your Excel skills, right? So because we can't go into advanced Excel directly, we just need to understand some basic things before we move up, right? So these are the top 10 tips. And it's not just one, there are multiple courses or multiple learnings in each of the tips. Tips on how to become faster with Excel keyboard, how to master the simpler tasks, how to navigate large files, right? So if you're given a workbook and that workbook has some hidden information, right? How do you inspect for hidden information? How do you use protection on your workbook, right? So maybe you don't want anybody to access that workbook, or you don't want anybody to be able to perform some things on your workbook. Yeah, so how to import text, CSV file, data file. How do you audit and check your formulas? How to improve your presentation, how to solve problems using GoSeek, use Excel pivots, how to calculate fields. Yeah, so there are a lot, right? So after that, we move straight to Excel formulas, sum ifs, average ifs, if error, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index and match, right? Advanced text options, Excel date functions, offset, frequencies, sum, products, right? And formulas for real cases, yes. So we're not going to look at how to combine formulas to solve real life problems, right? And then, yeah, so that we wrap up. So because advanced Excel, so I don't want to start with, macros or you are learning coding on Excel. No, understand the advanced formulas, because once you're able to understand all this concept, once you see a problem in Excel, you'll be able to identify that, oh, am I going to write code or I'm going to write formula? Everything is not just about code, 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 code. No, right? There are some things that just basic functions will address them, right? So that's the overview, right? So, and here, yeah, so this is what we'll be looking at for today. Let me just take this. So how to become faster with Excel keyboard shortcut, mastering the simple tasks. There are some simple things you need to understand in Excel, which I'm also going to teach you. These are the top 10 tips, right? So once you understand the top 10 tips, then we can now move into the advanced formulas proper. How do you navigate quick files, larger files, right? How do you inspect workbook for hidden information, for something, right? How to protect your workbook, how to import web data, text data, how to audit formulas, right? Let's say like you are writing a formula and you are getting an error. How do you locate that error? How to improve presentation and customize number 14, formatting, how to solve problem using GoSeek, using pivot tables for super fast analysis and pivot table custom design, right? So these are what we are going to be looking at. So I'm going to share this workbook with the admin team so everyone can have it, and you can also follow along when we start. So let me just do that. Okay, let me just detail pause this guy, Control C. Okay, please 1 minute. Let me share it with the admin. Okay. Please confirm you can see my screen now. So you're going to be receiving all these documents via email. So the admin is going to share them with us. So you can have them on your laptops. So when we, as we are going along with each of the tips, then you'll be able to also follow along and also practice alongside, right? So without wasting much time, I would want to start with the very
Do
first
you
tip
have Zoom?
on our screen, right?
You have Zoom. You can join the class. I tell you to join the class. It's a data analyst class. And I told you.
Okay. All right, so let's start with the very first on our list, which is how to navigate, how to become faster with Excel keyboards. So have you ever seen a situation whereby you have a colleague that says, I don't use mouse to perform anything on Microsoft Excel, right? You know, if you want to move around on Excel, this like you move your mouse around, just like you see my cursor, right? Some people also use keyboards, right, to perform some actions without even using their mouse on Microsoft Excel, right? So, and some use a combination of keyboards and their mouse, right? You know, all of this is just to ensure that you are fast. Like instead of you scrolling, instead of you going down, you are able to move around with keyboard shortcuts, right? And the very first one here is Control-1, right? So format cells and text box charts, right? So let's say you want to format a cell, rather than you right-clicking and say format cells, right? You can just come here. Let's type a sample data and say name. So instead of you right-clicking and say format data, right? So you can just press Control-1, right? So you can see it will take you to a format cell page where you can do either as a number formatting, where you can align it, right? Or you change the fonts, right? So let's say I want to change I want to make it bold, right? And I want to increase the size, right? Or let's say I want to strike through, right? Or anyhow you want, or border. Let's say I want to put border on my Excel, you can on my cell, you can see few. Let's say I want to include a color on the cell I've highlighted. You click on the color, then press OK. So you can see that what we had initially was just name, right? But now, because we press Control-1, we're able to format that cell. So Control-1 is actually a shortcut you can use to format a particular cell, right? And not just one cell, you can select as many ranges as you want, ranges of cell, and just press Control-1 is going to format that cell. It will take you to the format home page, right? So Alt-Enter, insert a new line within a cell. Yes, so if you want to insert a new line within a cell, you press Alt-Enter. So if you press your Alt and press Enter key, you can see it has created a new a new line within a cell. You can see that. So let me just do a sample here. Alt-Enter. So you can see it has created a new line within a cell, right? So insert row or column. So let's say you're working on the data and you want to insert new row. You know, the traditional way of inserting row is what? Select that row, right? You right click. Okay, let me just open a new Excel workbook to make it easy, right? Okay, so let's say this is my new Excel workbook. I want to insert a new row here. The traditional way is to what? Is to select that row, right click and say insert, right? But rather than you going this long route, right? So you can just select that cell and say Control, right? Control Shift Enter. Press Control Shift and Enter. It will create a new row for you, right? If you want to create a new column, right? For example, you can also use that same function and select the column you want to create. Press Control Shift and Enter. It will create a new column for you. Rather than you right-clicking, inserting, no, that's a very long way, right? All right, so the next is delete row or column. Yes, so whenever you're working in an Excel file and you want to delete a row or a column, the traditional way is for us to what? Select that column, right click and press delete. You can see it has deleted. But I don't want to go this route, right? It's too manual. So just press Control and minus. You will see the minus key on your keyboard just before your plus sign. Control minus, you hold them together. Control first, then press minus. So you can see it has deleted the column. You can see that, right? And if you want to delete a row too as well, select the row you want to delete. Let's say I want to delete everything here. So rather than you right-clicking and say delete, so you can just what? Press Control and minus key. You see, it has deleted it, right? So those are shortcuts. Those are Excel shortcuts, right? So if you want to move to the top or bottom cell, Control arrow key, right? So let's say I have a data here, D, I put a data here, then there's another one here as well. There's also another one here. So we can see that the first data is where? The first data is on what? On D1, this place. Let me just highlight this color. Okay, let me drop this down and make it visible. Coming. Okay, yes. So our very first cell is what? D1. Let's scroll down. You can see it's taking time. Why am I scrolling down to get the next one? See the next one here. Cell D227, right? D227. Where's the last one? So the last one is here. D353, you can see, right? So rather than me scrolling, so just press Control and arrow key. So if you look at your keyboard, there's the arrow sign. You're up, down, left, and right, right? So press Control and down key. It will take you to the next cell that has the data, right? Press Control and down key again. It will take you to the next cell that has the data. So rather than scrolling down, scrolling, and I mean, you are just scrolling. So just what? Just press Control up and Control down. It will take you to the very first cell that has data, or the next cell, or the last cell that has data, right? So you can also do that on your row 2 as well. Let's say there's a data here, there's another data here, right? So you can see, just press Control and side key, right? Then you move around. So you can see how it's moving. You can see it's changing, right? So it's a very fast way to move around Excel, right? All right. So the next TPS says move to the next previous sheet, right? So remember that in Excel, this is a workbook, right? The Excel workbook says Excel Advanced Demo. This is a workbook. The name of this workbook is what? Excel Advanced Demo. However, there are some worksheets inside this workbook. Look at the worksheet. Index is a worksheet. T1 is a worksheet. T2 is a worksheet, right? F3 is a worksheet. M1 is a worksheet, right? So you can see that there are a lot of worksheets here, right? But you want to be moving around all these worksheets. The manual way to do that is to what? Oh, let me just move my cursor. Okay, I'm going to M1. You can see M1 is what? Is a worksheet, right? Let me move my cursor again. I go to T3. But I don't want to do that, right? I want to be able to move around faster. Just press your Control and page down. You can see I've moved to the next sheet. Control page down, right? So if you locate your laptop and you press Control page down, you can see you are moving around this worksheet, right? So you're moving around all these different worksheets, right? So there's a very faster way rather than using your mouse to move around, right? Yeah, so let's continue. So how to move between Excel workbook? Yes. So remember I said that there are two Excel work, there's an Excel workbook, right? So one of the first workbook is, this is a workbook, right? Let's say I have another Excel workbook, right? So I'm also going to do what? I'll press your Control and Tab key. Control Tab. If you press Control Tab, it will take you to the next Excel workbook. You can see this is the next Excel workbook. Control Tab again, it takes me back to my demo workbook. I went to my what? My book 1. Demo workbook, book 1, right? So you can see that, right? So that's a shortcut. Select all cells above or below the current cell. Control and Shift arrow key. Yes. So I want to select a cell, right? So rather than me going to my mouse and pressing, I just click on the highlighting that cell or highlighting that column, I can just come here and say Control, Shift, and space bar, right? It will select all the entire sheet for me, right? Or you can say Control, space bar. If you press Control and your space bar, if you press them together, it's going to highlight that column for you, Let's try that, everyone. Control space bar. You can see it has highlighted it for us, right? So other than you moving your mouse, I am going to column J, I'm going to this, no. So just press Control and space bar. It has selected this for you. If you also want to select row, right? So just press what? Shift and space bar. Shift and space bar. Control and space bar is for what? It's for column. Shift and space bar is for row. Shifts and space bar is for row. It's for selecting row. Let's try that. Shift space bar. It has selected my row for me, right? So that's a very fast way to move around, right? Move to the next sheets and previous sheet. Yes, we've done this one. That is control page down. You move around different worksheets. You can see my screen is changing. It's changing. We all can see that, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's move to the next one. Okay, undo. Yes, Control Z. I'm sure we all know this one, right? So let's say I mistakenly typed name, address, and age, right? Oh, and I want to undo what I did. I don't want to include age. I can just say Control Z, right? It will take it back. It will take it out. Control Z, Control Z. It has undo everything I've typed, right? And if you want to redo it back, press Control Y. Control Y, Control Y, Control Y. It has brought it back for me. You want to take it away, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. You want to bring it back, Control Y, Control Y, Control Y. So that's the shortcut, right? Print preview. Let's say you want to print a document, right? So rather than you doing our traditional way of printing is what? Control P, right? But rather than doing Control P, we can say Control F2, right? So press your Control and F2. Okay, Control. Okay. Yes. So you can see, oh, mine is bringing, so it's because I've embedded a particular application into this Excel. So that's why it's taking me. But if you press your Control, Shift, and F2, it's going to print this page for you, right? It's going to print this page for you. So let me close this, right? So the next is find and replace, right? If you are finding a particular cell, let's say I'm looking for Abdullah, right? I'm also looking for Dawi, right? So Control F, look for who? Abdullah. You can see that's fine. But replace, you can say Control H is for to replace. Just press Control H, replace Abdullah with what? With Tayo. Replace Abdullah with Tayo. I use Control H, then replace. So you can see Abdullah has changed to what? To Tayo, right? So the objective here is just to tell you that there's a shortcut. So I'm not teaching you find and replace. I'm teaching you the shortcut for you to perform find and replace. Please take note of that. It's very important, right? Paste special. Yes. So paste special, what does paste special means? Let's say you want to paste a particular cell using a particular category. For example, I have number 1 here, I have number 2 here, and I have number 4 here, right? And let's say is equals to 4 plus 2 plus 1, right? Is what? 7, right? 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. Let's say I want to copy this 7. I want to copy it to another worksheet. Let me come here. So this is my new worksheet. I want to paste that 7. Control V is the traditional way to paste, right? Control C is what? Copy. Control V is what? Paste. Yeah, let's do Control V. It's giving me 0. Why? Because I have not pasted it in a special way, right? And the second reason is that this cell has a formula. You can see the formula. 1 plus 2 plus 4, right? And I want to copy this 7. I only need 7, Control V, but it's giving me 0. Why now? Because so rather than you stressing yourself, right? So you can use the shortcut key to say Alt ES, Alt ES. So rather than we saying Control V, yeah, let's try it, Alt ES, right? And press enter. Okay, Alt ES. So you can see this is the paste special page. So you can paste as formula, you can paste as value, you can paste as format, you can paste a comment, you can paste a validation, you can paste as add, subtract, multiply, divide. I mean, depending on what you want to achieve, right? So we want to achieve 7, we want to see 7, not 0. So you are going to select values, then press enter. You can see it has pasted it special by bringing us the 7 back, right? So Alt ES, you can see that, right? Let's say I want to paste formula. I click on formula and I press OK. So you can see it has brought me back, right? So I don't need to do formula. I want to paste special, right? So let's paste special value. I've seen my 7, right? Another example, let me do one more example before we move to the next one. You can see we're almost done with T1, lesson 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let's say this is the way my manager has arranged my data for me and say, Abdullah, please, I want you to copy this thing instead of in a row or in a column. So you can see that these data are arranged where? They are arranged in the column, right? So they are arranged what? Horizontally. But now we want to do what? We want to do it in a vertical way, right? So let's do that. We can, if you do Control V, you can see it has also pasted that those data on the column, but we want it on the row, right? So you can use paste special to achieve that, right? So let's do that here. Control C, right? So let's try it, Alt ES, right? So you can see skip blanks, transpose. So transpose is what? You are going to transpose it, right? In a what? In a vertical format, right? So in a vertical format. So let's click on transpose and press enter. So we can see that it has arranged the data for us. Oh, Olugbile, do you want to contribute to this? I can see you're on my screen. Okay. All right. So yeah, so we can see that Alt ES as what? Has pasted this data for us where in a vertical format, right? So rather than you doing 1, 2, 3, 4, just copy the entire cell, right? Control C, then what? Alt ES transpose, enter. That's the magic, right? So the objective is to tell you that there's a formula to do that, right? So rather than you doing it manually. So change cell reference, F4, yes. So how do you change the cell reference, right? So you can use the F4 key to do that, right? So let me give you an example. I want to say, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And if I say equals to 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, right? So for me to what? To be able to...
That is behind. You can't, if you don't understand, you can drop it to the chat box. That is the first thing.
Okay.
So please, once I ask any question, maybe you understand or not, there is no if there's any glitches from my end or anything, maybe you can't tell me very well, can't tell me clearly, or you can't see my screen.
Okay. Oh, I think the person is in another class. Wow. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. So cell referencing, right? So we can use our F4 key to what? To do the cell referencing. That's okay. So let's try this. Let's drag this down. You can see it as what? It has followed the referencing of the previous cell, right? So let's say there's an example. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I want to multiply 1 with 2, right? I want to add 1 and 2 together. So the basic formula is what? This plus this, right? But remember cell referencing. Excel is going to pick the previous referencing, right? So let's drag down. You can see, but we want to be able to add 3 plus 1 together, 4 plus 1 together. But here, you can see it has picked the next reference, right? This one too has also picked the what? Next reference. For us to do that, for us to be able to add 3 plus 1 together, we need to lock this reference, this D3, right? So and how do we do that? F2 plus D3. So for you to lock D3, select D3, right? And press F4 key. It will lock it. Can we all see the dollar sign? There's a dollar in front of the D and the dollar after the D, right? Press enter. So now let's drag our formula down. Can we see that? 2 plus 1 is 3. 4 plus 1, right? Because we have locked this number, this one. We've locked it. You can see the dollar sign in front of D23, right? So it's just to tell you that for you to lock cell, you can use the formula. So rather than you putting dollar sign manually, you are deleting, you are putting dollar sign. So just select that cell, right? And press F4 key. So the objective here is to tell you that you can use F4 to lock a cell, right? So that's just the objective. Calculate formulas, F9, right? So you can use your F9 to calculate your formulas. So let's try that. Oh, okay. This is not working on my, I don't know. Okay, I think we can just leave that one. So timestamp, how do you put timestamp in a cell, right? So that is control and semicolon, right? So if you press control, you see semicolon immediately after your letter L on your keyboard. Control and this, right? So we can see the dates, right? So we can, this one, control and column brings in the date for us, right? While control and semicolon gives us the time. Can we see that? So this is our column, this is our semicolon, and this is our column, right? Can we all see that? So if you press control key, so control key and this semicolon is what? Control this, it will give you a date. While control control shift and this, it will give you your time. It's just to say that there's a shortcut for you to do that, right? All right, so we've come to the end of becoming faster with Excel shortcuts. And yes, so we can play around it, and there are a lot of them, but I just want to limit it to this, right? So I don't know, does anyone have any question before we move to the next one? Okay, so if there are no questions, let's move to the next one very quickly.
Good morning. No, I actually came a bit late, so I'm a bit lost in what you are doing. I hope I'll be able to get a recorded class after.
Yes, the class is being recorded as we speak, right? So it's being recorded. So you're going to get the recording.
Okay, that's good.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Good
they
morning.
said the recording will not be shared with us. I don't know if the sheets will be shared with us instead.
Yes. I'm going to share this sheet with you. I'm going to share it
Okay,
with you.
that's fine.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Hello everyone. Sorry, we are doing here again. Assalamu alaikum. So I saw a lot of questions that I've been hoping that I was going to answer that question during the break. I don't want to interrupt the facilitator. So I'll answer all of these questions during the break, please. I'll answer all the questions during the break. The facilitator can continue, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So let me just continue to the next. All right, so remember that our goal is advanced Excel, but we are starting with basic Excels, right, to be able to work around the advanced level, because for you to jump into advanced level, you need to understand some basic things. And I've divided them into what? Into lessons. T here stands for tips, F is for formula, and M is what? Real life cases, right? So, yeah. So the next is what? How to group data together, right? You can see this. We have our company, location, item, price, and sales, right? Right? We all can see that. But how do we group them into what? Into company. So I've been able to group this guy. You can see I group A, I group B, and I group C total. Right? How did I do this? Right? So we all can see this. Click on this, and click on this, right? So company A, this is the total for company A, right? 563. Total for company B, guy, and total for company C, this guy, and the grand total is this. So let's say I don't have all this total. I'm coming. Let me clear it. Let me clear this. We go to data. You go to group. So you can see your data what? Your data tab. You go to what? Your group ribbon and press on group. You press on group, right? Okay.
We can't see your screen again.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me try it again. I think it's the network. Okay, please, when you can see, just let me know.
Yes, we can see it now, sir.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum, please, you are going too fast. Can you like slow down a bit?
Okay, that's noted. Okay, yes. So now let's just take it slowly. So you are working with a large data and you want to be able to group them into segments, right? So you can do that using the group ribbon, the group function, right? So all you need to do is to what? Select the cell you want to group, right? For example, I don't want to be seeing company A, I only want to see the total, or I want to see the total, right? So I can just select this entire cell, right? Come to what? Our group, then group it. So we can see, if I click on this, oh, I've grouped everything. Let me try this again. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Yeah. So group. Okay. Let me try this. I can group everything. So let's take it step by step. I can group this entire data here. How do I do that? So come to group and press group, right? So I've grouped this entire cell. If I click on this column, it's going to take everything out for me, right? You can see that I don't want to group the grand total. What do I need to do? I won't select it, right? I won't select it. So on group data, right? I've ungrouped this data, right? So come here, let's select everything here. Oh, I'm coming. To make it easy, let me do this for us. Let me delete all the total, right? Because I want to do this. I delete everything. I'm sure we're all familiar with this kind of data. You have your company, your location, and all. And your manager has asked you, or your in charge has asked you to go and group this data, right? So the very first thing you need to do is, if you have to group it, then your boss wants to be able to see the total for each of the groups, for each of the companies, right? So come to your data tab, then go to your what? Your outline, then come to subtotal, right? So click on subtotal. Column E, that is our sales, right? I press enter. Can we also see what just happened now? Because I selected the entire data and I went to subtotal. So Excel has automatically what? Has automatically calculated the total for company A, for company B, and company C. Right? So that's how you get the subtotal. And it has automatically grouped it for me. right? If I want to see the total of company A, right, I can click on this plus sign. Look at this, right? So there are 3 levels of grouping, right? So we have group 1, which is just the grand total. Level 2 is what? The total for each of the company, while level 3 is also what? It's going to disaggregate the total into sections. So there are 3 levels of grouping. The first level is what? The overall total. You can see this, see my cursor here. 1 is the overall total. 2 is what? Is the subtotal. The subtotal. While 3 is what? Is the disaggregated total, right? So I've disaggregated the entire population, right? So, and how did I do that? I went to what? I just came to what? On group clear outline, right? Or I can what? Ungroup it, right? Then I can, I've ungrouped it that way, right? So, Ctrl Z. So let me go back there and delete. I'm sure that's clear. How we can get the subtotal of our data and also group it at the same time. You just need to select those data, right? Come to your
Sorry, it's not
subtotal.
clear. It's like you're a bit too fast. I couldn't see your cursor moving properly. I don't know where you went to do that.
Oh, okay. I need to reduce the speed of this.
Exactly, please. You are too fast. Maybe you just calm down and go through it again. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right. So my objective here is to group this data into different companies, right? So, and my boss has given me that assignment. The traditional way to do this is to come here and click on this row. Remember the row to create a new, the formula to create a new row is what? Control Shift plus, right? I taught that in the previous, this T1 here, Control Shift plus, right? So then I come here and say is equals to sum, right, of this guy. I'm getting the total, right? But it's too manual. Let's say I'm working with a large data, right? And I want to get the subtotal for each company, and I also want to group them. What you need to do is just select, right? So select that data, which I have done, right? Go to your what? Your data ribbon. See data here. Everyone can see this, right? Then you come to your what? To your subtotal ribbon, right? So click on it. It said, Microsoft Excel found a raw data above your table. Should you include it in your selection to filter to work this and that? So do you want to include the role in your selection? I said, yes, right? So it says what? Excel is asking me, what did I want to total? I want to total the sales. You can see I clicked on what? Sales, right? The company, you can see what? At each change in what? The company. So I'm going to be changing the company. There's company A, there's company B, and company B, company C. Use function. What am I doing? I want to sum, right? So I click on sum. What did I want to subtotal? What did I want to sum? I want to sum my sales, right? Then press enter, right? So once we do that, you can see what has happened. Excel has given us the total for company A, the total for company B, and the total for company C. It has also additionally given us the grand total, which is the total for what? For A, B, and C, right? For A, B, and C. So if you do this plus this, what do we have? This guy. So we all can see that, right? So yeah, so that's
Hello, sir. We are 4 minutes past our break time. So,
okay.
please let's have our break and we'll be back here in next 19 minutes. As regards the questions, the questions on ground, first of all, I will be sending in the attendance link at the end of the class. Also, the recording is only going to be for those who attended the class. And please endeavor to post your class assignments, and because an assignment link is going to be sent to, please endeavor to do all class activities because it's very important. And do you have any other questions? Please try to ask them right now so that I can settle each one of them.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, I want to ask a question, please. Like, we know the nature of Nigeria, understand? I would love to, I would love to be in this class forever, but right now, I'm actually learning with no power supply, and my battery might not take me to the end of the class.
Okay.
Understand? So I don't know if you have let's say you have a preference, or you have, let me use the word grace. You have grace for people that actually start, but maybe one thing or that, because sometimes it will not be intentional. You get it may be sometimes network might be funny. Because this is not actually my first online class. Network can be funny. You're actually in the class and definitely it just tripped off. So I don't know, and you know that you are enthusiastic about this, but the rules is somehow, like I said, the rules is trying is I know it's bent on to show our seriousness, but sometimes it's something you cannot help. So I don't know if there's a particular grace for such scenarios, and if there's a WhatsApp group for this particular class, I
Yes,
would also
there
want to
is.
hear.
Yes, there is definitely a WhatsApp group, like I said, but the WhatsApp group is we are going to add you to the WhatsApp group based on the attendance link that we send. The attendance link will be sent very soon, actually, because, I mean, so many people have shown so much seriousness here. I'll send that link very soon because of what you just said. Just for today, though.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Yeah, walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I want to ask, when is the due date for the assignment?
Okay, so this is how it works. A lot of times we send our assignments on the day of the lecture, and then the due date is going to be on Wednesday, like the Wednesday of that week.
That week. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So Talawat, you're next.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Okay, walaikum salam. Can I hear from Adibayo then?
Okay, so sorry. You've spoken about the WhatsApp group, spoken about the recording. So the question now is that the files that our tutor is using to explain these things to us, are we also going to get that? So
Yes, I have sent the files actually. I sent the files 20, 30 minutes ago. I don't know if anyone here has gotten the files, but I definitely sent the files. So
Yeah, I've gotten. Thank you.
I've gotten the file.
Yeah,
I'm yet to get the file.
All right, so this is what will happen. For those that are yet to get the file, I will send the file again via the WhatsApp channel or the WhatsApp platform rather. So I hope that answers your question, Adibara.
We have not been added. Some of us have not been added to the group chat.
Yes, I said I will add you at the end of the class. That's before the end of the day. Based on the attendance link, I will send.
Okay.
Ibrahim? Yeah, Ibrahim, yeah. Yeah, Ibrahim, go ahead, please. Walaikum salam. Ibrahim, that place is a bit noisy. Can we get some? It's still a bit noisy. All right. So Hashim, please. Oh, okay, Salawat. Yeah, Salawat, I missed you. Sorry, please.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
My question is, please, are we going to have the recordings of the class, please?
Yeah, I answered that question earlier. I answered the question. I said that I will be sending it to those that are on the assignment link. That are on the attendance link. I'll be sending that to people who attended this class and filled the link.
Okay, thank you so much.
So, Salawat, your question.
Sorry, please, I want to ask, is there a way we can needs to be allowing us to ask questions in between us? There will be a time before the break that we can ask the question. For me now, when the person was going, I had a lot of questions to ask on the T1 sheet that he is talking about, but we're not given the chance to ask some questions that we needed to ask. So that
All
one.
right. All right, great. So whenever the facilitator is going too fast or you have a question related to the course, you can always ask your question. In order for you not to lose, we are here for you. However, if there are other distractions, we will be kicking out the person actually. All
Hello,
right,
sir.
James. Okay. Who's next? Who's next?
Sir,
Oh, Miriam. Miriam Adini.
can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, who's that, please?
Ishola.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, Echala.
Sir, from the example you gave us in the class,
Yeah.
there are some, I don't know if those shortcuts has to do with the version of Excel one is using.
Okay.
Because what he was teaching us, I'm trying to use some of the shortcuts and it's not working on my Excel.
All right, great. So I think the facilitator is going to answer that question, and I'm pretty sure that we've had that kind of Yaya Mudathir, please mute yourself. Oh, all right. Okay, so like I was saying, yes, the versions vary, and since the versions actually vary, we will be, I mean, the facilitator is definitely going to give you tips on how to maneuver or use different versions of Excel that you're using. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Next
Yes,
person.
sir.
Assalamu
Great.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Hamid, right?
Yes, my question is
Okay.
the last question. Also,
Okay.
does the function keys affect the order as a type of system someone is using? Because I try to practice some of the formulas they say give us, so it's not some of them are not going like on my own system.
Okay. So so let's do it this way. For all questions related to the Excel, we will be having times when we will be having question and answer period just before the end of the class where you can ask the facilitator all the necessary questions related to Excel. And all of them will be definitely answered. I hope that works.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
All right. Wa alaikum salam, Hassan.
Sir, I really want to appreciate the facilitator and you, but I have a question. Can we have a new member be onboarded on
Yes,
the program?
yes, definitely. So what can happen is we will send you the attendance link. However, if you have a new member, you can tell us to add the member via WhatsApp, right?
Oh,
Because you can tell us to add the member via WhatsApp, or you can tell the member to forward his or her email address to the admin, any of the admin members, so that they don't miss out of any information that would be sent.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam. Please, can we let James Alabi talk first? Sorry. James Alabi, you've been waiting. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Thanks for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
You're
So
welcome.
my question is, let's assume someone is not able to attend a particular class because of one engagement or the other, but the person really wants to who really wants to receive the recording of that day. Is it possible? Maybe can one take permission?
Okay,
And
so yeah, permissions are allowed. However, the permission has to be very, very the permission has to be convincing enough. I guess that does it.
okay. So is there, like a class of excuses that fall into a convincing permission?
Well, the class of excuses are based on the facilitator's discretion, not even the admin's discretion at this time. So we have different facilitators, and those class of excuses are going to be dependent on the facilitator, strictly dependent on the facilitator.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Hello, sir. Please, I can't hear from my end here.
I think is
The
a
network,
problem.
I can't hear. I can't
I think
hear
it's your
any from
network.
anything,
I
sir.
think it's your network. I think it's your network. So Miriam Adeni G. Oh, sorry, Jubril. Jubril, I'm absolutely sorry. Yeah, you can ask your question now. Jubril Abayomi Sulaiman.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're
However,
welcome.
I want to crave your indulgence to please help us tell the facilitator to a bit slow down It's not how far, but how well.
Okay, yes.
So far, we are going, at the end of the day,
as
we are going
regards
to be
that,
given an assignment. Let me
yes.
let me learn. So we are going to be given an assignment, and it will be best in the best interest of the class. And some of us that we are attending, when we are given the assignment, we should do and submit. And that will be a function of our understanding. If you don't understand, we might not be able to attend that, and it might affect a lot of things. That's number one. How are you going to send the address, the attendance list, email or WhatsApp, so that we'll not miss out? Thank you.
All right. I've answered those questions, and as regards the speed of the facilitator, he has heard your plight and he will reduce the speed. But as regards the attendance and class link, I already talked about it. I think that the answer to that question has been overflogged. We will be sending in the attendance as soon as the class begins, and from there, we will be adding every other person on the WhatsApp group. If there is any other complaints or questions, it will be communicated via the email address or the WhatsApp group. I hope that's done. All right. Yakubu Abiodun Aziz. Yeah, you next. Okay, Yakubu is not ready. Favor Onimo. I've seen this name before. Welcome, Favor. You have a question? Hi, Favor.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you again. So,
Okay, good morning, sir. Thank you again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I have a question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So my question is regarding it's regarding the Christians in the group. So for tomorrow classes, because the last time I was struggling a lot to complete most of my tasks, because on Sunday classes, for the
Yeah, I can
Sunday
hear you.
classes, so I don't know if there will be if I can plea for the time so that it can favor those of us that go to church during that time. Yes. So
Alright.
can you did you
Okay,
get what
this
I
is
said?
yeah, I heard. So this is what's going to happen, right?
Hello.
Yeah, I heard you. Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right. So, Favor, if you can hear me, so this is a platform
Hello,
that
can
allows.
you hear me?
Yeah, definitely. It's a platform that allows for everyone. It's for everyone, regardless of religion or tribe or any kind of affiliation. So what will happen, however, we sent out surveys to the best time to host the class. However, in order for us to definitely look into the slides, we will be allowing Christians, right, to fill the attendance link, especially when they state that they are going to church. We'll be allowing them fill the attendance link so that we can send the recording to them. I hope that solves it. I don't think Favor is online.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, walaikum salam.
Even if she's not online, I think we also that process also get the message.
Okay, great.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
I can hear you. Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear you.
Okay. According to the message I was sent to my mail, it was stated that going forward in a couple of weeks, we'll need Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and the rest for the training.
Yes.
But I tried to download them on my phone. I think it's not compatible with the version of my phone. That's the Microsoft Excel and the Power BI and Anaconda notebook. So how would is it?
Okay. These are applications that
Mark, salamu alaikum.
These are devices that are specifically for laptops or computers. So we assume or we believe that basically if you are coming for this project or this program, you would be having a laptop. Sorry about
Okay.
the fact that it couldn't be compatible with your phone, but it's specifically for laptop. Makes it more comfortable, like convenient.
Please,
I'm
I have
talking
a
about the app.
question.
Apple. I'm talking about the app.
Yes, I get you.
Hello.
Yes. So I'm with you, Rafiat, or who's talking?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Hi, Rafiat. So your question?
So my question is like, is there a WhatsApp group for this?
Yes, I've answered that question. Yes, there is a WhatsApp group for it,
Hello,
and we'll be
Where to
adding
get the
you
link?
to the WhatsApp group based on the attendance link that you fill. I'll be sending the attendance link very soon. Please, can we allow one person to talk first? So I'll be sending the attendance link very soon. I hope I've been able to
Okay.
answer your question, Rafiat.
Yes.
All right, great. So, Mujib, I can see you. I'll be taking just 3 more questions so that we can enjoy our break. We just have nearly 3 to 5 minutes for the break. So,
Okay.
Aminat, I'll take your question. Aminat,
Can you hear me,
okay. I think Mujib should
Okay,
go
sir.
first.
Okay.
Please let Mujib go first, then you definitely ask your question.
No
Yeah,
problem.
Mujib, I'm with you.
All right, sir. Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
So, I want to, my question is about the attendance. So you said you sent the attendance link after the class. Are you sending it to the Zoom platform here or where, sir?
Yes, I'll be sending it to the Zoom link here.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So,
Hello, sir.
Aminat. Yeah, I'm with you, Aminat.
My question is actually, I think, for the facilitator.
Okay.
I had experience using Excel before, but sometimes I do notice that it requires having a paid subscription with Microsoft Excel, with Microsoft to be able to use some of the functionalities like docs, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all those. How do we scale through in the course of the training?
Okay. So I believe the facilitator will answer that question towards the end. There's a question and answer session for the facilitator where you can ask those questions.
What time is that many hours?
What? Didn't hear that, please.
I mean, what is the duration of this class? How many hours?
The duration of the class is it's between 9:30 to 11:30. All right, next, last question.
All right.
Last
Assalamu
question.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
Okay, so my question is kind of similar to what the previous person asked, because I was like, when I saw on the email the list of apps that we needed to download, so I was now like wondering that most of us that don't really have the app, right? Is it possible that we can get a link, probably a particular reference to a particular place you can download from, or a link that okay, this is where there's a link that everything is stored, you can actually download them from that particular site? Because I was trying to download Excel just now, and I was seeing some part where they said it's paid. I have to pay a particular amount to be able to download it and all like that. The one I have on my system is actually that of this suit that combines, but it is not the Excel itself. The Microsoft Excel is for Office suite. I don't know if it is going to be applicable for the shortcut. It's going to apply it to it, and I doubt it should, because there's some certain shortcut I was trying to apply some times ago that does not correspond with that of the Excel. So will it not be possible for us to get a link to download all these apps from?
Okay, first of all, I believe that Microsoft Office Suites also has Microsoft Excel in it. However, I'll try to provide a link for free applications in the WhatsApp group. I'll provide that. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does.
All right, that ends the question and answer section during the break. And I'll give the facilitator the baton now. All right, sir, it's your turn.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. So I've taken note of all comments and observations, and going forward, we're going to be implementing them. So I heard the question around the version of Excel not working on your laptop, or my laptop can't perform certain functions, right? So the bare minimum is whenever you're downloading any Office application, you need to start from Excel or Microsoft Word or Office 2007, because Microsoft has various suites of packages, and they come with different versions. There's version 2007, there's 2010, there's 2012, there's 2021, there's 2022, there's 2023, there's 2024, right? So at least if you are using Excel 2007, you'll be able to perform any of these functions, right? So, but if you're using an Excel or an Office suite or application that is lower than 2007, so check on your device, check on your laptop, whether you are using an Office suite that is 2007 or 2010 and above, right? So it's very important. And for I also observed the question that some of the functions are not working, right? So it depends. So which of the functions is not working? So we can address that, right? So I'm also going to leave that to, because I don't really want to take much time, because we don't really have much time, right? I'm going to leave a room for question and answer where we talk about all of this in details, right? Okay. So you can see customize Excel 2007, Office 2010 and above, right? So you'll be able to perform everything I'll be training you. I'll be teaching you in this in this course, 2007 and above, right? So without wasting much time, let me just move to the next. So paste special options. Paste special options, right? So I told us this earlier, that the shortcut for you to paste is what? Paste special, Alt ES, Alt ES. So you press your Alt key, then ES, right? So let's copy this data now. Let's copy it. Let's say I want to make this data in a row, right? I don't want it to be in a column format. I want to include it in a row format. So how do I do that? I press Alt ES, right? It has taken me to the paste special page, right? So after doing that, you click on what? Transpose. Remember that transpose is going to what? It's going to convert your data in a column into a row format, right? And I press enter. Can we all see that? So you can see that your data is what? Your data is already in a row format now. You can see January, February, March, up until December, all in a row format. So that is the power of Alt ES, because it's actually a shortcut for you to be able to do that, right? And also, your manager has asked you, please, Abdullah, I want you to add minus sign to all of these sales here. Please put a minus figure in front of it. So rather than you doing minus 77, you click enter, minus 53, you again minus 53. No, that is too manual. You can also use Alt ES to achieve this. All you need to do is what? Click on -1 in one of the cells. You can see here, right? Copy, Ctrl C, then come here, select the entire cell, right? Remember that the objective is to what? Is to turn our sales figure into a negative figure, right? So you press Alt ES. What? We paste as what? Operation. You go to the operation group, right? You paste as what? As multiply. You want to multiply -1 with all those figures. Press multiply and press enter. Can we all see that? All our sales figure are in what? Are in negative. We can see that, right? I didn't even wanted to just use Control C and go and use Control V. It will just paste everything. It will take away all our data, right? Which won't work. But if you use the Alt ES, then you can what? You'll be able to perform any function you want on your data. So let's say I want to make it positive back. What do I need to do? I select the same cell and I say Alt ES. I'm going to what? Multiply it again. Then press enter. You can see -1 times -77 will give you what? +77, right? So you can see that it has now become a positive figure now. So that's the power of paste special option, right? So it allows you to perform just beyond Control C and Control V. You can do more things, right? So now the next is what? Introduce validation dropdown. Have you ever worked in an Excel file that all you need to do is what? You select, you click on this. Oh, I can see March to April, and I select June. Oh, I can select June. Oh, I can change them. You ask yourself, how did they do this, right? So that is what? That is validation. So, and how do you do this? You go to what? You go to your data tab. We all can see our data tab, right? So click on it, right? So you go to your what? Your data tools, right? So click on data validation. For those using Excel 2007, 2010, you are going to see the data validation shown here because I'm using Excel 2021, right? So this is Excel 2021. So it's this small icon. We can see it, data validation. Click enter, click on data validation, right? So we can see the data validation. Data validation enabled us to what? To be able to select all these months in one cell. And how do we do that? You can do it in two forms. You can either select, you can see, settings, validation criteria. We want a what? We want a list, right? A list of what? Data between. So what is our source? Our source is where is, because we are looking for months, we need to select a source that has all the months. You can see our source is what? A42 to A53. You can see A42, that is January, up until A53, December, right? We can see that, then press enter. You can see that it's showing. If I come here, I can also say, so rather than me doing it, selecting, I can also type it manually. I can delete all this source. I don't want to reference any cell. I can say January, comma, February, comma, March, comma, April, comma, May, comma, June, comma, July, comma, August, September, October, November, and December. So you can see the comma sign between each of all of these months, and I press enter. So let's check our drop down. We can see, can you all see this? So you can see January, February, March, April, May, June. So there are two forms on how to create a drop down. You can either reference a cell where you have that data, right? Or you manually type it, just like I did here, right? Data validation. We click on what? On lists, source, and I typed everything out by inserting a comma between each month.
Please, can you come again, sir, please?
Okay. So let's do a fresh one. So I want to select name, right? So your manager told you to create a what? A drop down button that will allow you to select people's name rather than you typing everybody's name. And let's say everyone's name is here. Let's come here. Abdullah, James, Fiat, Suleiman, Tayo, Wale, Chinedu, right? So because I have all these names here, I want to create a drop down that will enable me select the name I want. So I don't want to be typing. So what do I need to do? Come to your what? Your data tab, go to your what? Data tools ribbon, then click on what? Data validation, right? Click on data validation. So what is our settings? It will bring you this page, right? We want a list where we can select people's name. Allow what? Click on this, then select lists. Our objective is list. Then source. Source means where is that data contained? Those names you want to be selecting, where did you keep them? In simple terms, right? So these are the names. Just highlight them, right? Then press enter. You can see Excel has created, you can see this button. Can you see this button beside it? It has created a drop-down button for us. So once you click on this button, you can select anybody's name. You can say everyone's name here, Tayo, Wale, Rofia, James, right? So you can see that. Some people use this thing because they use this drop-down because they don't want people to tamper with their Excel. Let's say you're working, you've created, just like, let's say people in a school now, you want to create a register for all the students' name, right? So you don't want people to go and pick people's name that are not on the register. So you can create a drop-down. Go and highlight where you have those names and create a drop-down. So it makes it easy. So people cannot change it anyhow. So you can see, click on the drop-down, right? So you can select any name you want. The problem with this approach is that if I mistakenly delete any name here, I won't see that name on my drop-down again. We all can see that I have deleted James from this list. Let's come to our drop-down, click on it. Can we see James? No, James is not appearing again. What happened? They've deleted his name here, right? Ctrl Z, James has come back, right? The best thing for you to do is what? Is to hide that column. You just what? You hide that column so that nobody will go and delete your source data, right? So now I can do this. So nobody will know, where did this guy keep it? Where did he keep those names? No, you've hidden that column where you have those data. So nobody will be able to tamper with your data, right? Is that clear now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Thank you. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next is what? Removing duplicates, right? So you are working in a large data and there are duplicates and your manager has asked you, please, Suleiman or Fiat, please go to that data and go and remove those duplicates for me. I don't want to see them, or go and highlight it for me so I can delete them. So what you can do is what? You select that cell that has those data. So we all can see that this column here has data repeating itself. You can see West 01, West 01, West 02, West 02, East 222. There are so many multiple data. Look at agents too. You have agent A, agent B, agent A, agent B. It's too much. So the company wants you to what? To remove the duplicates on this cell here, right? So how do you do that? Select, right? You select the cell that has the range of cell that has that duplicate, right? So you can do this. Come to your what? Come to data. Or no, let's use conditional formatting, right? You go to conditional formatting under your home tab. Conditional formatting. Click on it, right? You what? You highlight cell rows. You highlight cell rows. Duplicate values. Okay. So Excel has what? Has highlighted that West 01, 01, 03, 03, 02 are duplicates. They are appearing more than one time. So it has highlighted it for us. So conditional formatting The function of conditional formatting is what? Based on the rule I gave you, go and highlight those cells for me that are duplicates. So you can say highlight cell rows, greater than, less than, between. But what do we want to achieve? We want to achieve duplicates. Conditional formatting will not delete it for you. Conditional formatting will only color it for you. Let me use that word, color. It will just paint it for you, right? So you can know which name, which company, which agent is in duplicates, right? So that's the power of conditional formatting. And I can clear that row. I can clear it. So I've cleared it back, right? So, but I want to delete it. I want to remove it. The objective is not to color it. The objective is to what? Take it out, right? So you come here, you come to your data tab, right? You come to what? Click on this. So you can see, I click on this. So let me do it again. Data, right? Data tools. Go to data tools, right? And you can see if you are using an Excel that is 2007, 2010, right? So you would see remove duplicates separately stated, like it will be shown just like this. So you see it clearly, but because I'm using an higher version, so I can't really see it until you go closer to it. So you can see remove duplicates, delete duplicate cells from a sheet. So I click on it. Excel has asked me, which of the column do you want to remove duplicates from? Yes, please remove it from company and remove it from agent. And I click OK. And I press enter. So you can see that Excel has taken what? Has taken duplicates between the two columns. West 1 is agent 1. West 1 is agent B. West 3 is agent A. West 4 is agent B. East 2 is agent 1. You can see that they are not repeating, right? Because I told remove duplicates to consider these two columns. Consider these two columns. Someone has his hands raised up. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Please, I'm using Microsoft Excel 2016. So, and
Okay.
I'm finding it difficult to locate that icon.
Have you clicked on data? Under your
Yes.
data tools, can you see what are in your data tools? Please list them out for us.
So we have text to columns.
No, that's not it.
That's not it. So we have remove duplicates. Okay, okay, I can
Exactly.
see remove duplicates.
Yeah. So is it better
I
now?
can see it. Yes, yes, it's okay.
Yeah. So someone also has their hands raised up. I can't see the person on my screen here. But it's showing, okay, I think Wasil or some Yakubu. Yakubu's hand is raised up. Or was that an
No, sir,
Oga?
it was previously. I raised the hand up for previous question, not for this one.
Okay.
It was this
Okay.
sentence.
All right, sir. Okay, so remove duplicates, right? So we all see that you can remove duplicates from what? From your data, and you go to what? Data tools, remove duplicates. So if I want to remove duplicates from only one cell, I only select that cell, right? I only select that cell, and I say come here. I come to remove duplicates. Expand the selection. So Excel has asked me that, are you just selecting one cell? But there's another cell beside you. That is column B. Are you not going to select column B? I said, no, I don't want to select column B. Continue with the current selection. My current selection is what? Column A. We all can see column A, right? And I say remove duplicates. All right, so you can see column, just company alone. And I press OK. Excel has taken out all the duplicates on the company category, right? Or you can select both of them, like as the case may be. Okay, so as not to take more time, right? So we also need to understand absolute and relative referencing, right? I mentioned it earlier when we started that if you are working on a large data, right, and you need to what? You need to be able to make reference to a particular. So what does absolute and relative reference mean? So absolute and relative referencing in Excel is that, I mean, if you want to reference a cell, right, you press what? An equals to sign, right? I'm referencing this cell. My cell is what? B82. Right?
Sorry, sir, we can't hear you clearly. I can't hear you clearly.
Okay. How about now? Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Can you recap, like, come from the start of this particular one you want to explain?
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, so let me just take it again. So I said absolute, right, and relative reference in Excel. Right. So an absolute reference in Excel is a way for you to specify a cell location. An absolute, let's say, for example, is equals to this guy. B82 is a what? Is a what? Is a relative reference, right? Is a relative reference. Equals to 150 is a relative reference. Why is it a relative reference? It's a relative reference because it can change when you change, when you want to select another data. Let's do an example now. Relative reference, right? I click on equals to 100, right? Let me drag it down. Let's see what happens. Can we see that it has changed? It changed to the next one. It changed to the next one because it is relative. It can change. It will change when you drag it down, when you want to select other cells. But absolute referencing means that whether you drag it to infinity, it's not going to change. It's going to stay on that particular cell, right? And how do you achieve absolute referencing? You achieve absolute referencing by what? By locking a cell. You lock that cell. When you lock a cell, even though you drag to infinity, you open another Excel workbook, you copy and paste that formula, that cell there, it will still what? It will still link. It will only bring data from that cell. Everyone, can we say this? Our cell is what? B82. Let's lock it and see what happens. And how do you lock a cell? I told you in the previous, when we started, that you use F4. All right. So you press function. So when you look at your keyboard, you see control. I'm trying to see if I can bring my keyboard on screen. Okay, it's not showing. It's not doing. So you see FN, right? So FN and F4. Click on it. You can see the dollar sign. There's a dollar in front of B. There's a dollar immediately after B, right? So press enter. So let's drag this guy down. Let's drag him down. Let's drag it to the end. What is happening? It's only showing 100. It's not changing. That is what? That is absolute reference. It will not change. Whether you drag left or right, it will not change. Let's drag it left too. It will not change. It is still that same 100. That is an absolute referencing because you've locked it. But relative referencing, it will be changing. Like it will be moving, like it will just be moving, like it will be changing. So that's just I just want to understand. I just want to explain that to us so we can understand the difference between relative and absolute referencing, right? So yeah, let's try something now. I want to get the global factor, right, for company A in January. How do I do that? I'm going to multiply January amount by what? By January global factor. Yeah, let's do that. So what are we going to do here? Are we going to use relative referencing or absolute referencing, everyone? Is equals to this times global factor. Enter.
We are using relative.
Oh, okay. Someone said we are using relative referencing. Okay.
Sorry, wait, the question is it that you want to like also bring about that same formula in other cells?
Exactly. Remember that
Okay, so
our
it's going to be
objective is
absolute.
Okay. Thank you
If
very
we are
much.
using absolute.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for your contribution, right? So the objective is to what? We want to get our global factor for January and February for all the companies, right? Remember, I said that if you are going to be referencing one cell to achieve an objective, you need to lock that cell. And when you lock it, it has become an absolute referencing, right? So you can see, for example, now I said B 82 times B 78, right? So I didn't lock it. This is the relative referencing, right? Let's drag it down and let's get the global factor for other companies. And what has happened? It has changed. Can we all see what is happening? Company B times monthly factor. Are we getting monthly factor? No, we don't need monthly factor. What we want is multiply company B amount times global factor. Global factor is what? 0.2. So we need to what? We need to lock that cell. So that is absolute referencing. And how do you lock a cell? Please click on your formula like this, B78. So select that B78 and press F4 key. F4. It will lock it for us, right? Let's press enter. If we drag this guy down, you can see 150 times 0.2 is what? You can see it is referencing what? Global factor all the time. It did not change. That is absolute referencing. So whenever you're working with a large data, right, and you know that they ask you that, oh, please multiply everybody's salary times 12. So rather than doing equals to Abdullah's salary times 12, this one salary, you are doing this manually. Just go and write 12 somewhere. Do equals to salary times when you put 12. Just what? Lock that cell where 12 is located and just drag it down. It will calculate everybody annual salary for you. So rather than doing this one by one. And we can also drag to the to our right-hand side for February as well. So drag this, you can see, then drag down. You can see that's calculated our global factor for what? For January and February, because we have logged the global factor, right? Press enter. So now let's calculate our monthly factor, right? For February now, right? So is equals to our what? Our February figure, which is 200, times our what? Our 0.2, right? Sorry, 0.5, right? So 0.5 is what? Is the February monthly factor, right? So you press enter. I did not log this cell. Let's drag down and see what happens. Why is it giving me 0? Why is it giving me hash value? It is because I have not logged this guy, 0.5. So what do I need to do? I need to select it so I can lock it so it can become an absolute reference. F4 key, it's on your keyboard. Press enter. Control down, Control D, right? So it will give you your answer. If you press Control D, right, it will what? It's going to give you the answer for the next person. So let's try it. Control D, you can see, rather than you dragging down, Control D, right? So Control D is like what? Repeat what is what? What is above a particular cell, right? All right, so that's how you understand absolute and relative reference. So relative, you're not going to lock it. Absolute, you lock it. All right. So now let's move quickly to the next lesson, next tip, right? Okay. So the next tip is what? Use keyboard shortcuts, right? I taught this one to all of us here. So if you want to move across different worksheets, right? So just press Control what? Page down. You can see it's moving, it's moving. I didn't even use my cursor. I didn't use my mouse at all, right? I didn't use my mouse at all. We all can see that. Control page up, you go back. Control page up is going what? It's going left back. We all can see that. It's changing. Press Control, you hold the Control key down. So what will be changing is just the page up. Be pressing page up. The Control key has to be held down, right? So it's a very fast way to work with in Excel, right? So if you are working on different workbook in Excel, you can do Control Tab, right? So Control Tab, it will take you to your what? To your next workbook. So you can see this is the workbook, right? Control Tab, Control Tab. right? So move to the home, Control plus home to move to cell A1. So cell A1 is the beginning of our cell in Excel. Let's say I've gone to the end. You can see the end of Excel, right? 1,048,578. That is the end of Excel, right? So you can see anything above that, it will not work. That is why they say Power BI is stronger than Excel, because Power BI is more than 1 million. Like if you have 10 million data, it will load it. But Excel has a limitation. It stops at 1 million. After 1 million, it will tell you it can't go further, right? And that's the end. And it's going to crash your system self. So let's do Control Home. If you press Control and Home, it will take you to the beginning of your document, right? That is A1, the beginning, right? And if you want to go to the end, you want to go back to that 1 million, press Control and End, right? Okay, so press Control and End to take you to the what? To the end of the cell that has information. Because in this worksheet, the table that has information is what? The row that has information is 59. So it has gone to the what? To the end of what? Of that place, which is 59. Control End, right? Control Home, Control End, right? So you can see how it is changing. So it's a very fast way to move up and down in Excel, right? So, and also in Excel, you can use the name box, right? So you can use the name box. So a cell is represented by what? By numbers and alphabets, right? It's an intersection of what? Of rows and column. See column L and row 15. Can we all see this? L15, right? L15, that is the cell name. I can change the name to what I like, right? So let's come here and say, create a table of contents, right? That is cell A56. I can change this guy to table of contents. You just click on that particular cell, type table of contents, and press enter, right? Okay, so just type content. Let's use contents, right? Contents. Okay. So if I click on this drop down key, oh, okay. I don't know why it's not working, but I've created some tab on this workbook, right? So if you click on this, go to back, you can see that cell A1, we've named it what? We named it back. You can see the name here. Cell A1 is what? Is back. So that cell A1, there must not be any letter on it, right? So for example, let's come here, cell T2. Let's say I want shortcuts. So you look at this place. I1 is I5. Look at this is the name here. Let's name it what? Shortcuts, right? So shortcuts. I'm trying to do that. Shortcuts, right? So I've named this particular guy to shortcut. Let's say I'm working on cell T4 now, and I want to go to shortcut. I'll just click on this drop down arrow and go to shortcuts. It will take me to where I have all the list of shortcuts. So in Excel, you can name a particular cell. I don't want it to be I5. I want it to be shortcuts. So you can easily navigate your Excel book, right? So you can easily navigate your Excel workbook, right? So that's that on that. Color your tab here. So in Excel, you can color your tab. You can see this now. See my tabs, T1, T2, and T10. They are all in green. F function up until F10, they are all in blue. Why this is in what? This is in brown or light brown or gray, right? So you can see that I've colored them. And how do you do that? Right, click on that cell, right? Tab color. Just change the color here, right? So you can change the color to whatever color you like, right? So you can see T1 has changed to what? To orange sign. So you can color these tabs and you can even name tabs. By default, all these tabs does not come like this. Yeah, I'm the one that named it like this. So if I change this one to index, I can change this one to stats. right? So that's his name now, Start. His name is Start, right? So, yeah. So let's move quickly. Color your tabs, yes. Color your tabs, yes, we've done that. Use the tab menu, right? Click on the mouse. Okay, yes. So let's say you're working on a file that has several worksheets. The worksheet, you have to be going left and right, left and right, left and right. You can just come here and right click. So you can see all the worksheet on this Excel workbook. We have start, we have T1 to T10, we have F1 to F10. So you can click on wherever you are going from here and press enter. It will take you to that place, right? So we all can see that. So that's like it's like a shortcut, right? Use pins and arrange worksheets. Yes, if you're working in a large data, and so let me use an example. Name, school, age, right? So name is what? Dave. School is what? Chrisland, right? His age is what? 16 years, right? So let me just do this, right? So this is just like a sample, right? Let's say you have a large data, and when you are scrolling down, you won't see the heading again. You see this heading, you won't see it again. So you never know which one is which, right? So all you need to do is what? You can freeze this top row. You're going to freeze it such that if you scroll to the end, that top row will still be showing. You can see when I scroll, it's not showing. So I'll just select that cell, select the font row, right? So go to your your view tab, right? Under your view tab, you go to your window group. Under the window group, you are going to see freeze pane, right? So click on it and say freeze pane, right? So let's say freeze top row. Let's freeze top row. That's what we want to freeze. Freeze top row. So when I scroll down, can we all see that the name is still showing? I'm scrolling to the end, right? So let's go to 1 million. So I'm going to see, you can see. I'm going to go 1 million now. It's still showing name and school because we have freezed the top row. So that is how you freeze this thing. So when you're working with large data, you need to be able to do all of these things so you can easily work with this data, right? And how do you, the next one is what? Inspect workbook for hidden information, right? So I want to create a table of contents, right? I want to create a table such that if I click on this guy, it should take me to where I want to create a table of content in Excel. Let me use that word, right? So T4, let's click on this T4. It has taken me to T4. How come? Right? So let's click on F1. That's taking me to F1. How did you do that? Right? So we can create our own. So let's call this guy. Let's call him stats, right? I will call this guy home page. So we want to create a list book, this stats page, right? You all can see that. So now let's go back to T3. So you press what? You do Control K on your keyboard. Please type Control and K. So Control K, you can see insert hyperlink. So we want to insert an hyperlink on this particular cell reference. So we can always go to start page. So you say what? Place in this document. This is the document where we want to be able to access. So click on place in this document. Then you scroll up, right? So where is this tab that you want to reference? So start is what? Is the worksheet we want to reference, right? Then click OK, right? So we have activated start. That whenever I click start, it will take me to start. So let's click on it now. That's taking me to start page. So that is how you create table of contents in Excel. you're working on the document and you want to make life easy for your manager or your boss. My boss, so rather than you scrolling down, I've created a table of content. So if you click on start, it will take you to the beginning. If you click on F1, it will take you to where you have some information and everything, right? So your manager will be happy that, oh, thank you. And let's say you want to go back to that place. So rather than me scrolling back, you press what? Control G. Control G will take me back to where I came from. Yeah, press Control G and press enter. It's taking me back to the table of contents, right? So is that clear, everyone? I just want to be sure before we move to the next one.
Please, it's not clear. Please.
Okay, it's not clear. Okay. So let's do this. Let me do it again. So so we want to create a table of content. We all know what a table of content is. A table of content is what? It's a content page that shows a summary of whatever we have in a particular document, right? But we are working with Excel this time around. We have several worksheets. Remember I told us that all these guys are worksheets, T1, T2, T10, F1, F2. But your manager will say that, it's stressful. Like he wants soft life, right? The manager likes soft life. He doesn't want to be scrolling and checking. So you can make life easy for your boss by creating a table of content and say, boss, if you want to go to F1, right? I'm going to create a table of contents that once you click on F1, it will take you to F1, right? So let's use F1 as an example. So what does F1 ask? F1 asks some ifs, average, and count ifs, right? So you want your boss to be able to click F1 and it will take him to what? To this F1. Is that clear, everyone?
So sorry, sir. Is there
Okay.
a particular option that shows you where the content of that F1 is? Because I noticed that you didn't open in that particular tab and then you were just reading out what was supposed to be inside it. Is it that there's an overview for it or you just have it in your head somewhere?
Okay, F1. So once you click on F1, so F1 is what? It's talking about some ifs, average ifs, and count ifs, right? So it is the heading of that particular worksheet that you are going to what? You are going to reference, right? So you come here, right? So some if, right? Average if, sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's do it again. F1, right? Some if, average, and count ifs, right? So that is the heading of the F1 worksheet, right? So, but what I want to do now is I want to be able to click this F1 and to take me to this F1. Remember that where are we? We are in T3, but we want to be able to click this and it will take us to this. Click, let's change this one to, let's say, F9. You want to click F9 and it will take you to what? To F9 worksheet, or let's say M2, right? M2. So all you need to do is what? Type M2, say Control K. Control K. It will take, because you want to insert an hyperlink. It's more like a link, right? So you say what? Place in this document. Remember that I want to create the link within this document, not outside of this document. You can create a link outside. You can see this one. Link to existing file or web page. That is not what we want to do. We want to be able to link M2 and it will take us to what? To tab worksheet M2, right? So then you scroll up, cell reference, start, no, T, we don't want to put it in T. So this one is showing you all the worksheets you have in this Excel worksheet workbook, right? So we scroll to where we have our M2. Have we seen M2? I can't see it though. Where is the M2? I can't see the M2.
Yes, you passed it. You passed it.
Yes, I passed M2. Okay. Oh, cool. So I wanted to be sure we are all following. So M2, So let's click on it. Yeah, so you can see that it has changed M2 to a blue color, and it has in what? An underline under it again. So it has been underlined and it has been changed to color blue. So once you click on this M2, it will take you to what? To M2. So you can see M2 now. If you want to go back to your table of contents, press Ctrl G, then press Enter. It will take you back to where you are coming from. Is that
All
clear,
right,
everyone?
sir. All right, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your amazing class. I hope we've been able to get a couple of things there. So we have 11 minutes to the end of class. Please fill the attendance form. I've sent the link there. If you have your questions now, this is time to ask questions from the facilitator. Please ask your questions. So I'll go with Balikis first. Balikis, your question.
Okay, so my question is for the tutor. So there was something he showed on his Excel file, the demo workbook. So I noticed that all the sheets are together, as if they are just in one worksheet. And I can't see something I'm very used to on my Excel sheet, which is the arrow key at the lower bar of the Excel file. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If the tutor can still hear me.
Can you
just
share
share
your screen?
while
Can you share your screen?
I don't think I have the permission to share my screen.
Okay, please, admin, can you grant her permission? Okay, Balkis, try it now.
All right. Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see.
Okay, cool. I can see it now.
So yes, I was talking about this.
Okay.
How did you make them come together? And this is missing now on that particular sheet. I can't see this arrow that makes me move from one cell to another.
Okay.
Do you get my question?
This arrow, which of the arrow? So I didn't get that.
Indicator that allows me move from the right to the left side of my sheet. This one.
Okay. Okay.
So I can't see it on that particular demo workbook.
Okay, I'm still trying to. Okay, but you have worksheets. Do you have worksheets? Can you access your worksheets like you're moving left and right?
Okay, let me open the other worksheet. Yes.
Okay, no. You are still here. You are still here. Press Control and page down.
Okay. I've done that. That's taking me to the last row.
Okay, but your screen is not moving. Maybe it's in my network.
Wow, maybe it's the network.
Okay, maybe it's the network. Oh, maybe that's why I can't.
It's also not moving here.
Okay, it's working. Yeah.
It's not moving. No, it's not moving. I can't see it change. It's still on the same screen on demo workbook.
Okay, hey, exactly. So same here too. I can also
Maybe I should
see
stop
that.
sharing and share. I'll just stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's coming. Okay, it's up now. Yes.
Okay. So did you get my explanation on this particular sheet?
Okay, on this particular sheet. Okay, so what was the issue?
So I said, how were you able to bring all the sheets together on one single
Okay.
sheet? Like I can move to other sheets, but I can see all of these tabs in one sheet. And the other one is this navigator I can see on this particular Excel sheet. I can't see it on the demo workbook.
Okay.
You get my
Okay. You
question?
mean okay, so you mean the demo workbook, right?
Yes.
So you mean bringing these entire guys together like this?
Yes.
Well, okay, it's just a function of formulas, right? Remember, I was saying earlier that T1, I don't know if that's what you're saying, that's what you mean. T1 is what? Become faster with Excel keyboard shortcuts. And so if I click on T1, it will take me to T1. If I click on T10, it will take me to T10. If I click on F3, it will take me to F3. Right? So, okay, your question is, how are we able to create all of this here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I get you now. Okay. So it's so they were all hidden, right? So we had to, it was hidden.
What was it in this sheet?
No. So I had to break the cell, right? To only what I need, right? Okay, now I get you. Okay, so it was broken into so when you go to your page layout, right? You're going to page break. So insert page break, right? Coming.
Should I stop
Set.
sharing? If it's something you would like to share, we'll appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, I'll just stop sharing.
Okay, so let me try and see.
All right, any other question?
Yes, I would like to ask a question, please.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, my Alt ES is taking me to replace. I don't know why. Could you give my Excel version or whenever I type, click on Alt ES, it's taking me to replace. Could
Okay,
it be my
Alt E. Alt
yeah,
E is
ES,
taking you to
that
replace.
yeah, for the paste special.
Alt E. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's not your Excel. Alt E. Coming.
Sorry. Hello.
Alt E. So when you press the Alt key, what can you see on your screen? Can you see letters and numbers flowing around? Let me share my screen. Let me try and share my screen.
Okay.
I think you need to press it one after the other. So I also experienced it when I was trying to do it.
Okay. So let me do this again. Start. Okay. Alt. So can you see all these alphabets on your screen? 1, 2, 3, F, H, N, like all your screen showing alphabets. Can you see that? Is it going to
Yes.
bring that option up? Then press
Yeah.
E. What's it going to bring?
Oh, so it's only the alphabet showing. There's no E there. I don't know.
Well, is it fine now?
Okay, I guess now.
Alt E S. You press it one by one. Alt E, then S.
Okay.
Alt E S.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that the alphabet's showing. There's no E there.
Okay, no. So it's not going to bring the E there.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
I'm coming. Let me go back to this. Alt E. Alt E S. So for you to do that, you need to be able to copy. You need to copy a cell first.
Okay.
So if you are just doing Alt E, it's not going to work. So just copy a cell first, then you now
Okay.
say Alt ES. It's going to bring this special pop-up, right? So so the very first question I got was, how was I able to limit myself from A up until K alone? Where are the rest? Where did they go to? Right? So I had to hide the other cells that I don't need. And how do you do that? So let's create a new Excel workbook. And let's say I only want to see A to L or A to K alone. So from L upward, I want to hide them. I don't need them, right? So just select it, Control Shift. You're going to Control Shift your right key. Okay. Let me mute here. Okay. All right. So select column L, Shift Control your right hand key. You see that right hand key? Press it, then press Control 0, Control and 0, Control and 0. It's going to hide them. So you can see that I can only see A, B, C, D up until K. Where are the rest? I can't see them because they are all hidden. Control and 0 is a very powerful shortcut to hide cells, right? Column or row. I can also go down and say I only want to see 1 to 30. So 31 and below, right? I don't want to see them. Control Z. Okay. Control 9. Yeah. So for column, I did what? Control 0 for me to hide all of them. While for row, I did Control and 9. Control 9. So if you select your row, right? Select, let's say I want to hide 21 to 30, right? So just do Control 9. It's going to hide them for you, right? Or for column, you say Control 0, right? I hope that is clear. But the traditional way, we all know that is what? You right click and you say hide, right? But that one is too manual. It's more like we just hid those cells we don't need, like in some way. That's what we just did, right? I hope that is clear now. Any other question?
How do you bring them back?
And how do I bring them back? Okay, just do Control A, right? Then you right click and say on hide, right? So everybody should come back, right? While for rows, on hide, yeah. So you just, it's just selecting the entire cell. You see this column here, see this place here, just select it and you say what? Control, you right click, then press on hide. So everything is going to what? It's going to show back, right? So that's just what we do. We just eat them. That's all, basically. All right. Any other question? Okay, because what we have is still okay. There's another question. Please go ahead.
Sir, my Excel is asking for product activation key.
So that means you need to okay, so product activation key, right? So Excel, Microsoft, all like Microsoft Office tools, right? They actually require a product key. It needs to be licensed or unlicensed, right? But it has to be licensed. So because you downloaded the software online, or maybe the software you downloaded it online, so it needs a product key for it to be able to work. Without that product key, it's not going to work, right? So, and it costs a lot of money, right? So, but there are some websites, just like admin said, that we can download some of some of the Microsoft Office tools that have been activated, right? So we just work with that one directly because in Nigeria, yeah, most people, maybe except for the corporate organizations that they do pay for all of this activation, right? And it costs a lot of money, to be honest, right? But for individuals, small businesses, there are some softwares that when you buy them, you can install them. They've already been activated, right? I mean, all of these softwares, they have copyright issues, right? Which Microsoft frowns at them. But you can download an activated version online just to make it easy, right? We can't afford to pay for a product activation key, right?
So
So
someone is asking if they can use Google Sheets, if the same thing applies to Google Sheets.
yeah. You can use Google Sheets. You can use Google Sheets to perform some Excel functions. However, Google Sheets is limited, right? It's only limited to do certain things. In Google Sheets, you can't write macros. You can't perform. Google Sheets is actually very nice because it updates your data real time to the cloud. Unlike Excel, right? Unless your Excel is saved on OneDrive, right? If your Excel is saved on OneDrive, if you are working on Microsoft Excel, it will be saving real time into the cloud and you have a very strong internet connection, right? So Microsoft Google Sheets is also very good, but it has limitations. There are some things you can't do on Google Sheets, right? So, okay, please go ahead. I can see a question from iPhone and Amina. Okay, Aminat, yeah, Amina, you can go.
No, my question is not about the class, sha. Please, can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead. We can hear you. I can hear you.
My question is not about the class. I want to ask the moderator, not the class, please.
All right, I'm here.
My question is on the attendance. We have recommendation. I don't know what does that imply.
All right, the reason why we ask for recommendations are that if you feel there's something else that can be done differently, we want you to talk about it.
Okay. Now I understand. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I hope we can get a recorded video for the class.
All right, so we've come to the end of the class, and you will be getting.
Sorry, please. Can I ask the tutor a question? I just tried to hide something on my Excel and all the columns and all the rows disappeared, and I've been trying to to unhide it, but it's not coming up.
All right, sir, over to you.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Please, sir.
Please, host, can you grant Aisha the right to share screen? We can all solve the problem together.
Okay, so this is the screen.
Try and share your screen now.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so what I did was to click on the A tab and I tap Control 0 and everything hid, and I was about to unhide it. I right clicked and I was clicking on unhide and it's not coming up.
Okay, so can you click on the immediately before A? Can you see that sign? Yes.
This
click
sign.
on it. Click on it.
Okay.
Then unhide.
Unhide. I can't see unhide.
No, click on it first. Then you now unhide. Just.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, no. So once you click on it, then you need to move your cursor out of that place. Then right click.
Oh.
Okay. Oh no.
Okay.
So once you click on that, then move your cursor out. No, just move your cursor out. Yeah.
Okay. Just did that.
It has to be on A. Just put it on A. Yeah, let's click.
Okay, then I tap on hide.
Okay, try and do Ctrl Z. Do Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Just do Ctrl Z. So undo.
I've actually done that several. Oh, alhamdulillah.
Okay. All right, thank you. So if you want to select, if you want to hide columns, right? So select the column you want and say Control, just like we did the other time, right? Control 0, right? But if you want to hide your row, you say Control 9, right?
Okay, thank you.
So you just select the column that you want to hide. If you select the entire cell, it will hide the entire cell, right? But you just need to select what you need only.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate the time you spent in depositing the knowledge in us. So we have come to the end of today's class. I'll be leaving the meeting or the class for like a couple of minutes. There are about 2-3 minutes for those who have not filled the attendance. So please fill the attendance, and the videos will be shared with you, and you'll be added to the group by the end of today, inshallah. All right.
Hello.
Yeah, please ask your question.
So how about what you said, the recommended link for the apps that we're going to download?
Yeah, that will be sent via email address.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Yeah, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I want to ask, are we downloading the apps on our laptop or on our phone?
On the laptop. It works better on the laptop. It's specifically for laptops. Any other question?
Please, I can't find the attendance list link.
Hello,
I was logged out.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I'm sorry, I'm just joining.
What?
So I'm just joining.
Okay.
So I don't know, where am I to key my name for the attendance?
The attendance has been shared on the group chat. If you scroll up, you'll definitely find it.
Okay. Then secondly is that the record of this class, will it be shared with us too?
Yes, it will. It will be shared to those who have their names filled up in the attendance link.
Okay, I'll try to see if I can get the attendance stuff on. Thanks. Good luck, Makan.
Any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, thank you very much for the session. Attendance link is not going to, sir. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much for the session. Mine is not a question, but just a remark and a recommendation. We are very grateful for the training, Jazakallah khair. And also, I actually recommend that maybe during the class, if the moderator or the facilitator can make it in such a way that people will not automatically contribute, I think it will be better. If anybody wants to contribute, maybe they should just raise their hand, and then it is anybody that is allowed that to actually contribute to avoid chorus contributions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We've taken note of that. Thank you very much. Any other question? Any other contribution? All right. So
good morning. Please, attendance, please. Attendance. I can't find the link.
The attendance link.
Sorry, can we leave the meeting? Can we leave the training now?
Yes, sure, definitely. The attendance link is sent to the group chat.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. The attendance link is sent to the group chat. Please scroll up, you'll find it. I'm about to close the call now. I'm about to close the link now. please ensure you get the attendance link field